"Sir, she's too weak to ask for help," the little girl said. Then the lonely rancher looked into his barn and stopped cold. Wyoming Territory, 1872. The first snow came early that year, covering the plains in silence so thick even the wind's howl seemed far away. Thomas McKenna fixed the last piece of barbed wire on his fence when a soft knock cut through the wind. A little girl stood at his gate, maybe 7 years old, her hair stiff with ice. "Sir, she's too weak to ask for help." Thomas stopped. Her voice was flat, calm, too quiet for a child. "Who's too weak?" She pointed toward the barn. "Mama. She told me not to knock, but she fell asleep in the straw, and the baby's cold." Thomas walked to the barn, hand near his gun. A woman was curled up in a nest of hay and torn cloth, her skin pale, hair black and braided in the Apache style. One arm wrapped tightly around a bundle. The baby whimpered. There was blood. The child had been born recently, right here on his land. The woman's eyes opened, cloudy with fever. She stared at him without fear. Just acceptance. "You're Apache," he said. She nodded weakly. His gut twisted. Every part of him said turn around. Let winter do its work. Then the baby whimpered again, lips blue from cold. "Damn it," he said under his breath. He stood up. "Stay here." Inside his cabin, he lit the stove and grabbed wool blankets. When he returned, he lifted the woman lighter than expected and carried her into the warmth. "Your name?" he asked the girl. "Maya." "And hers?" "My mama's name is Iona." Days passed in careful silence. Thomas found himself listening for things he'd never noticed: the soft rustle of Iona's blanket, her voice when she sang in Apache. The baby, Takoda, grew stronger. Maya would quiet him with stories, wrapping him like a mother twice her age. One evening, as steam rose from their simple supper, Maya asked, "Did you ever lose someone?" "Yes. My wife, Rebecca." "How did she die?" Thomas's jaw tightened. "Arrow during a raid." Iona looked up from her sewing. She reached over and placed a hand gently against his chest, over his heart. "The dead feel no pain," she whispered. "But the living, we carry every cut." He looked at her, startled. Her eyes met his, dark and steady. In that moment, he realized she was seeing him, the man beneath the coat and gun holster. That night, he didn't dream of Rebecca's death, but of the voice that came after the silence. The wanted poster changed everything. Wanted, female Apache, escaped from jail near Fort Collins. Last seen heading north with 2 children. Considered dangerous. ***. Thomas knew. The blacksmith mentioned 4 soldiers had passed through at dawn. Back at the barn, Iona read the paper silently. "It is me," she confirmed softly. "They are close," Thomas said. "Then I will leave tonight. You are not strong enough. I will not bring death to your door." Thomas's fists tightened. "I've already been a coward once. When Rebecca died, I let rage carry me. I did what they said without question. Not until I saw what I had become." He stepped toward her. "I looked away that day at Bitter Ridge because I could not bear to kill another mother. I let you live, but it was not mercy. It was guilt. You will die for me." He shook his head. "I will live for you. And I will fight if I have to." The night was bitter when Thomas crouched behind rocks near the army camp. 4 tents, 2 horses, voices half drunk and bored. They thought their prey was asleep in the barn. He moved like a shadow. First, he cut the horses loose, slapping them into the trees. Shouts erupted. He poured kerosene along a supply tent and lit it. Fire caught fast. One man stayed behind, Lieutenant Crowley from Bitter Ridge. They fought in the snow until Thomas knocked him unconscious. He rode hard back to the ranch, but arrived to find the barn door ajar, the bed overturned, Maya's doll cracked in the corner. Fresh tracks headed north toward the Garrison Road. They had taken them. Thomas fell to one knee, chest heaving. Then he stood, saddled his horse again, and rode. This time to take them back. The soldiers were camped near a frozen stream. Iona sat tied near a wagon, head low. Maya huddled beside her, clutching baby Takoda. Thomas burst from behind the wagon, rifle raised. Hands up. From behind the fire stepped Sergeant Ellis, who had trained with Thomas at Fort Logan. You're protecting her. Let them go. No one else needs to die tonight. I cannot let you do this. Thomas raised his rifle. For a moment, neither breathed. Then Ellis shot. Thomas's shoulder jerked back. Pain exploded through his chest. He stumbled, fell to one knee. But Iona was there, pulling at her ropes. Maya helped untie the knots. Thomas. Iona shouted. Go. Take him. Run. I will not leave you. Get up. She threw him onto the horse, climbed behind with both children. They bolted through the trees as bullets chased them, reaching the river that marked the Mexican border. They crossed into Mexico. Thomas slid off, crumpling. Iona dropped beside him. Stay awake, she begged. I told you to leave me. She pressed her forehead to his. And I told you I will not. He opened his eyes, saw the stars above them, endless and free. They had made it. Together. 1 year later, the hills of Sonora swayed gold under the sun. Thomas McKenna, now calling himself Diego Herrera, worked rows of corn in steady rhythm. Nearby, Takoda toddled between rows while Maya watched from the shade. From the schoolhouse came Iona's voice, teaching village children. That afternoon, Thomas sat on their porch, reading a letter he'd written to Rebecca months ago but never sent. Rebecca, for a long time after you died, I thought love was something buried with you. I was wrong. I met a woman with eyes full of fire and a heart too heavy to carry alone. She did not replace you. No one could. But she gave me something I thought I had lost forever. Hope. Behind him, the door creaked. Iona stepped out, hands dusted with flour. Supper's almost ready, she said. He took her hand, kissed her knuckles. The land gives more than food. She sat beside him as the sky burned orange. Below them, Takoda chased a rooster through the garden. Iona whispered something in Apache. What does it mean? Thomas asked. She smiled. It means this place, this moment, is enough. As shadows grew long, a lullaby rose from the porch, something they had built together from ashes and blood and second chances. A love not born of forgetting, but of remembering and choosing again and again to begin. Some stories end with a kiss, others with a gunshot. But this one ends with hearts that chose healing over hatred, and love that outlived war.